How do you get across that kind of music? What do you say? Percussion stuff?
The library, the internet. You know, I mean, I used to go to the library all the time, just check out records randomly. You know,
randomly?
Yeah, just, you know, it's free. You know, just go and pick out a record, pick out a CD, pick out 10 at a time. In Chicago, they had a lot of times in those libraries, it's not, you know, pop or rock music. It's just like stuff you'd never heard of.
Yeah.
So when I was in school, I would go to the library and I checked out just all kinds of stuff and got excited by it. And then with the internet, it made it easy to get information about that, you know, because the information's out there now. I think that's a defining element of, obviously, of my generation and of the kind of generation of musicians, is that the internet is a huge influence on everything we do, whether we like it or not. You know, it's there. Yeah. MP3s and the internet, that's like a big factor in music making. So.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I do.
The internet.
I don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
I think like it was a great tool for us to get our music out there in the first place. I mean, we came over to play shows in London before we even had a record out, only because of the internet, because we put our songs out there and people were like, come play shows. Well, okay. And we got in touch with our record label through the internet. And so as much as I like albums and I like having a physical record and I like vinyl and I like looking at artwork. So I don't just want to download songs, you know, but at the same time, like that's what it is, you know, it is what it is, and, you know, you have to kind of embrace it or fight it, I guess, you know.
Yeah, okay. One time back to the obscure music you found in the library.
Yeah.
Can you name what was a really big one for you that you discovered?
A really big one was this guy, Thomas Mapfumo, who's a West African singer, started out in the 70s, pretty revolutionary dude, you know, and it's the sort of music, like I put it on and instantly I was like, oh my God, like this guy's voice is powerful, and I have no idea what he's singing. I don't understand the lyrics, so just had to be drawn to the melody, and I had to be drawn to, it was forced me to kind of pay attention to the guitar tone and the rhythm, which is something I like about music that's in other languages, is that I don't get caught up in the lyrics. I don't have any idea what they're saying, you know?
Yeah.
So, and then from there I got interested in a lot of West African stuff, and then I was listening to some Bollywood soundtracks in the 70s and 80s. And in the Bollywood soundtracks, it's funny because it seems like they're always kind of a decade behind at least the musical trends of the West. So you can get stuff from the 80s and it sounds like music from the 70s. You get stuff from the 70s, it sounds like music from the 60s. It's funny. And that stuff's really inspirational. And there's this record label, Sublime Frequencies, you know that, and they do all kinds of, they issue all kinds of really sort of seemingly random stuff from all over the world. So there's this great CD of Iraqi percussion that I listened to a ton. It was insane sounding. I never heard anything like it. So yeah, I mean, from there, it's just seeking out that kind of stuff and trying to complement that with, you know, the Western pop music that I like a lot. You know, it's just like, I'm pretty much open to anything listening to it.
But there wasn't really a choice to try and on this album to bring that all together in one sound.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I think it was. I think it just became like our motto, sort of, when we were making the record, was like, you know, no holds barred, and if it works, it works. It wasn't like we wanted to incorporate strings from you know, an Indian sound or a Middle Eastern sound, but it was like, let's try it and see if it works. And on some songs it worked, and sometimes, you know, it didn't, or whatever. And we just kind of like, I like the idea of those like butting heads of kind of disparate sounding things, and that to me is interesting. Like, you know, in all forms, that's like what the songs are about, like positive and negative meeting together, and sort of just like sounds that I hadn't heard before, and, you know, organic and then digital kind of sound. It's kind of, to me, that's interesting.
Yeah.